Hey there, my name is David Griffin and I am the Business Development Manager located at our US headquarters. Thank you for your interest in our RTD and private label RTD programs, as well as our tune delivery network. In this video, we aim to help you further understand the powerful capabilities and use cases of these products and how they can help you scale your business and ultimately reach your business goals. Whether you're running a local tuning shop, a global performance parts manufacturer, or high volume tuning operation. These tools were designed with a few things in mind. We know firsthand that time is arguably your most valuable resource. So anytime you can streamline and or automate the process, saving you and your employees time, you're winning. These tools incorporate several features that can help you do just that. We also know that scaling your business, finding new revenue streams, and best ROI on your time are imperative for success in today's competitive and demanding market. You'll find that the RTD and TDN give you the infrastructure to expand your reach and increase your returns, setting you up for success. With all of that in mind, let's go over the basics. What is RTD? Remote Tuning Device, or RTD, is our OBD2 interface designed specifically for tuning shops and automotive companies that need remote tuning capabilities. This is the physical device that you would sell to your customers, and they would plug into the vehicle's OBD2 port. This is how they would actually write to their vehicle along with the TDN app. RTD shares many similarities with our flagship MPVI3 device, like our state-of-the-art standalone data logging and full access to VCM scanner, our scanning and diagnostic software. However, as we'll get into later, RTD does not give access to the VCM editor, our control module editing software, protecting your intellectual property from being edited and even viewed by your customers. What is TDN? RTD by itself is a great tool, but only with TDN does it truly revolutionize the remote tuning process. Tune Delivery Network, or TDN for short, is the website and app used to manage your clients and their vehicles for remote tuning. For your customers, they use the TDN app, available for Android and iOS devices. The 2 Plus connects to both, and the original MPVI2 only connects to Android and not iOS. This is where they receive the tune file, send the tuner the read and log files, and write to the vehicle with the RTD. As the tuner of business, you'll use TDN portal on your laptop to send your customers tune files, receive various files in return, such as the stock read or logs, and ultimately gain new customers using invite codes. Before we walk through the entire process of using RTD and TDN as a tuner or business, let me go through some of the major benefits and key points to consider for implementing these solutions. What are some of the benefits of our TDN and RTD tuner tools? First and foremost, these tools empower you to scale your business to a global level because they remove the barriers of geographic location. You are no longer confined to working with customers in person at your place of business. Simply ship them your branded RTD that offers the same advanced data logging capabilities as our flagship MPVI3 device, invite them to your TDN portal, and start working with them remotely. Let's say you're located in the United Kingdom and someone from Germany is looking for a tune for their Mustang. With these tools, you have the ability to work with them remotely, despite the distance. Ship them the device, invite them to your TDN portal, and start getting the files you need to tune their car from across the country. Let's say you come across a potential customer who installed some modifications at home, but bought our flagship MPVI3 device to tune their own car. But now that customer needs an expert to refine the tune for them. You can be that expert because TDN also works with our MPVI line of devices. Now you can add additional revenue streams from the customers you never thought you could work with before. There's nothing that exists on the market right now that offers the same remote tuning and data logging capabilities at the price point that TDN and RTD offer. Sure, you can find a flash delivery tool, but you're not going to get the critical data logging abilities that allow for the back and forth dialogue between you and your customers. Another major feature of TDN is the use of invite codes. In order to work with your customers on TDN, you need to invite them to join your TDN portal. This is done by giving your customers an invite code that they would enter into their TDN app. Now there's 3 different types of invite codes for different types of customers. A code that you would give to people that already know and trust, whose business that you want to accept automatically, this could be XX. A code that you give to people that contacted you, but you don't really know them. Maybe you want to check with them a bit more before you accept, or maybe you're worried that they'll share the code without your permission. Such customers can be screened rather than auto-accepted. For example, a published code that is used for promotional purposes. In addition to screening new customers who enter this kind of code, you may want to set an expiration date for that code and a maximum number of uses for that code to match the promotion being run. This is often used in events. So let's say you go to an event and you set up a tent for your business. To gain new clients, you set up an invite code for that specific event. This is also really helpful if you're trying to determine ROI on a certain event. It gives you the opportunity to easily gain new clients and track it. Now that we've described the key benefits and features of these tools, let's actually run through everything in real time so you can get a complete picture. We'll show you how to use these tools from your perspective as a tuner or the business owner, and from the customer's perspective. So now we're going to focus on the tuner's website portal for TDN. To be able to gain access to the website portal as a tuner, you must be a signed up reseller with HP Tuners. So if you are not and you want to get access, you're going to have to contact your sales manager. So logged in here, you can see we have 3 different sections of the portal. We have scanner configs, invite codes, and customers. So we're going to start with invite codes because that's step 1 when you're going to link up with one of your customers. If you go in here, you can see you can create new invite codes. You can see I already have quite a few made. When you go to create a new invite code, you can put a description. So I'm going to call this one Polaris. And then next you have an expiration date. So if you want this to expire on a customer, so if they're not going to accept within a month, they may not be doing business with you, you can put a date in here. So if you click here, it actually brings up a little calendar. So I'm just going to go out and go to June 30th. And then if you wanted to, you could do max uses. So they can only use this invite code once, or you can leave it as unlimited. And then if you want, you can put a little response in here once it's accepted. You can put thank you for joining. And you can also choose auto accept if you would like. If you don't want to choose auto accept, it's actually going to, when the customer puts in your invite code, it's going to send you back a response and say, would you like to accept this customer? So I went ahead and chose auto accept because I don't need to accept after it's sent, and then hit create. So you can see up top here, I have a new invite code for Polaris. It's CLVD-5334. So that code is what you're going to send to your customer. And when they put that in their phone as the first step, it's going to link you and your customer together. And then after that, we're going to go back to the main dashboard and go to customers. So you can see up top there, I have a new notification that I have a new customer. So in the previous video, we showed the customer side of TDN using the phone app and put the invite code in. So that is actually the notification from when we were doing that work on the vehicle and entered that invite code. So you can see it's a 2015 Volkswagen. So once that invite code is put in from the customer and accepted by you, it's going to put the vehicle's profile in of your customer. So you can see it'll give you the date created, the VIN number of the vehicle, and then what the vehicle type is in the year. So if I hit this little wrench here, it's going to say open tunes, and it's going to show you the factory read, which we call a restore file in the portal of the customer's vehicle. So that's the file you're going to work off of. So you're going to open that, build your custom calibration, and drop in your new version or your custom tune, which is going to be sent to the customer. The restore file will always be there, and you can't remove that. That restore file is always going to allow the customer to return to stock if they ever need to down the road. And then next to that is logs. So if the customer takes a data log and sends it to you, it's going to sync here and notify you that you have a new data log. Important note here, the next setting or section is scanner configs. So if you want to assign a specific scanner config to your customer, so that way they capture all the PIDs or DMRs that you need to see, this is where you're going to do that. So you can see here I have assigned and I have a list of scanner configs I already have loaded into TDN. I can just choose one. So we're using a Polaris invite code is what I use as a reference. So I'm just going to choose that just for purposes of training here. And then I'm going to hit submit. So that's actually going to send that config to your customer and notify them that they have a new config they can use the data log with. And then at that point, they'll take the data log. Like I mentioned before, when they take the log and sync it to you, it's going to come into your server here under their vehicle profile. And then you would just simply open up the log and view it in VCM Scanner like you would on anything else. So if we go back to the dashboard, if you wanted to add new scanner configs, this is where you could do that. You could go to add new and then go into your folder where you keep your configs on your computer and load them in here, give them descriptions. One important note here is if you're using forward scramble, so you've actually scrambled the calibration so that somebody else can't read it out of the ECU, You will want to put the original strategy in the config section here when you're setting that up. Otherwise, it's not going to recognize what the vehicle is because the operating system is scrambled and it won't data log properly. So it's important to put the as-built strategy in here, not the scrambled one. And then if it's a Ford with the scrambled OS. So doing so will get you the data log you need. But for anything else, all you really need to do is just choose your scanner config, put a description in there and add it. All right, so I've got a tip or trick for you custom tuning dealers that are sending out private labels on a regular basis. So let's just use an example. You're an international customer and we ship you your devices and it may take a while to get them, or they may sit on your shelf for a while and it may be the 20th device we shipped you and 5 weeks later you're selling that 20th device. To save some time for your customer, you can go ahead and force a firmware update. So that way when they plug in and hook up to their vehicle and go through the process on their phone app of getting set up, it doesn't require them right away to do a long firmware update through the phone app. The way to do this is you're going to want to hold down the Bluetooth button and then plug it into your laptop with a USB cable. Wait for that Bluetooth or the status light to start flashing. Once it starts flashing, let off the button. Go into VCM editor and pull an info log. What that's going to do is it's going to force a firmware update. And it'll run through the updated process, and then you can ship that to your customer, and that will save them some headache. Thanks for joining us. I hope this was helpful. As you can see, it's pretty easy to use, and we hope that this gains interest for you on joining the private label RTD program and using TDN to kind of extend your outreach on your custom tuning network. And if you have any questions or would like to move forward with this, please contact your sales manager and we'd be happy to help you.